A stark warning, delivered not from a climate summit, but from the gilded, historic halls of Buckingham Palace, reminding the world that the time for polite diplomatic silence on climate change is over. This is the extraordinary reality behind the recent, deeply personal message sent by King Charles III to the nations reeling from the catastrophic deluge across South and Southeast Asia. The letter itself was an act of profound compassion, but its final, carefully chosen line served as a thunderclap, connecting the devastation in India, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Thailand, and Vietnam directly to the increasingly urgent need to restore the balance and harmony of nature. Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back to the channel. If you appreciate detailed insights into the intersection of monarchy, global affairs, and environmental urgency, please take a moment to click that like button and subscribe so you don't miss our deep dives into the stories that truly matter. Today, we are dissecting a royal communication that transcends the typical formality of condolences. It is a dual-purpose message, one of profound sadness for human suffering, and the other, a powerful, unmistakable call to action from the sovereign himself. The scale of anguish, why the king spoke. To understand the weight of this royal intervention, we must first grasp the sheer, terrifying scale of the devastation that prompted it. South and Southeast Asia, a region characterized by its powerful monsoon systems, has recently endured storms of unprecedented ferocity. These were not merely heavy rains, they were torrents that washed away generations of labor, claiming countless lives and rendering vast populations homeless in the span of a few nightmare days. The king's official message, shared globally via the monarchy's Instagram account, a fascinating blend of centuries-old tradition meeting 21st century digital outreach, began with a deeply human acknowledgement of pain. My wife and I are deeply saddened to learn of the devastation caused by the terrible storms across South and Southeast Asia, the king wrote, speaking for himself and Queen Camilla. This opening line is critical. It moves beyond the standard, impersonal royal communique and anchors the sentiment in a shared sense of loss. They are not merely reporting the news, they are articulating their own emotional response to the tragedy. The message continued, striking a chord of empathy that is often difficult to convey across vast geographical and societal distances. We can only begin to imagine the scale of destruction and the anguish faced by all those whose lives and livelihoods have been so profoundly affected. Think for a moment about what this means on the ground in the 6 specified nations: India, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Thailand, and Vietnam. These countries, with their dense populations and often vulnerable coastal and riverine communities, are disproportionately hit by climate volatility. The destruction of livelihoods doesn't just mean lost income, it means the erasure of entire farming seasons, the destruction of fishing fleets, and the collapse of essential infrastructure like schools and medical clinics. The king and queen acknowledge that their privileged position shields them from the direct impact, yet they stretch their imaginations to grasp the severity of the common man's suffering. The heartfelt condolences and the praised heroes. The second paragraph of the letter pivoted to the most solemn duty of a monarch in times of tragedy, offering solace to those who have suffered the ultimate loss. We wish to express our heartfelt condolences to the families of those who have so tragically lost their lives. Our thoughts and prayers are with the many whose homes have been destroyed, and to all who are awaiting news of loved ones missing. This section serves as a global prayer, extending the reach of Buckingham Palace to every individual family mourning a son, daughter, mother, or father swept away by the floodwaters. The inclusion of those awaiting news of loved ones missing is particularly poignant, recognizing the agonizing uncertainty that follows such large-scale natural disasters, a limbo far crueler than confirmed grief. But the letter was not solely focused on sorrow. It contained a significant and necessary tribute to the selfless individuals who run toward danger when everyone else is running away. As the recovery effort continues, we hold in special regard the extraordinarily brave emergency responders and all those providing vital assistance in these difficult days. The recognition of emergency responders is more than a courtesy. It is an affirmation of the crucial role played by human courage and organized effort in the face of overwhelming natural forces. These are the doctors, the search and rescue teams, the military personnel, and the local volunteers risking everything to save strangers. By singling them out, King Charles III uses the platform of the crown to bestow honor upon true heroism, bolstering morale across the affected regions. The royal soft power. Why this gesture matters. For some, a letter of condolence from a distant monarch might seem a small, symbolic gesture. But in the sphere of international relations, and especially within the context of the Commonwealth, which includes major nations like India, Sri Lanka, and Malaysia, such communication is an act of significant soft power. It signals that the global community, led by one of the world's most enduring institutions, is watching, caring, and remembering. The royal family operates above the political fray, offering a pure, unadulterated expression of humanitarian concern that transcends the complexities of foreign aid negotiations or political affiliations. The final promise of the letter was one of enduring solidarity. My wife and I keep all those affected firmly in our hearts and pray for strength and solace for every community impacted across India, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Thailand, and Vietnam. The very act of listing all 6 nations, a deliberate inclusion that spans both Commonwealth and non-Commonwealth realms, underscores the breadth of the catastrophe and the universality of the monarchy's concern. It confirms that this tragedy is viewed not as a regional problem, but as a global human crisis. Charles R., the environmental crusader's signature. Now, we arrive at the most compelling and consequential element of the entire message, the king's sign-off. The letter was signed formally, Charles R., the R standing for Rex, Latin for king, maintaining the traditional formality. But immediately preceding that signature, King Charles III inserted a statement that elevates this condolence letter from a mere formality to a pointed political and philosophical declaration. He added this crucial coda: "These disasters remind us of the increasingly urgent need to restore the balance and harmony of nature." This single sentence is vintage King Charles. It is the culmination of decades of environmental advocacy, a cause he championed long before it was fashionable, often enduring ridicule and skepticism for his fervent belief in sustainable development, organic farming, and the interconnectedness of human health and planetary health. For years, as the Prince of Wales, he used his platform to warn about the consequences of neglecting the natural world. He spoke about the critical need for biodiversity, the dangers of rampant industrialization, and the catastrophic outcomes of climate change. Now, as king, he has chosen a moment of peak human vulnerability, a moment when thousands are grieving, to reinforce his core conviction. These terrible storms are not random acts of fate. They are symptoms of a deeper, systemic imbalance we have caused. By linking the floods in Asia directly to the need to restore the balance and harmony of nature, King Charles is subtly, yet powerfully, steering the global conversation. He is suggesting that while aid and recovery are essential, they are only treating the symptoms. The only true long-term solution lies in addressing the root cause, the disruption of the natural order. This is a profoundly significant move for a reigning monarch, whose role is generally constrained by constitutional neutrality. While British monarchs historically avoid direct political commentary, climate change is increasingly treated not as a partisan political issue, but as an existential threat requiring immediate, universal action. Charles III is using the moral authority of the crown to amplify this message on a global stage, ensuring that the grief over the lost lives in Asia is immediately channeled into a renewed urgency for environmental stewardship. The monarchy's evolving role in global crises. The decision to publish this comprehensive message, distributed rapidly through digital channels, also reflects the monarchy's adaptation to the modern age. Queen Elizabeth II often communicated through formal statements to heads of state or traditional press releases. King Charles III, however, utilizes platforms like Instagram to ensure the message reaches the widest possible immediate audience, including the younger generations who will inherit the climate crisis he warns about. The swiftness of the response also speaks volumes. When disasters strike, the royal family is often among the first global figures to offer support, demonstrating Britain's enduring commitment to humanitarian causes worldwide, especially in former territories and close allies. This gesture strengthens diplomatic ties through empathy, proving that the relationship is not merely transactional or historical, but rooted in shared humanity. Consider the implications for the affected nations. For the people of Indonesia, still grappling with the complex challenges of coastal erosion and seismic activity, a message from the British monarch offers a sense of being seen and remembered by the international community. For India, a powerful nation with deep historical ties to the crown, this condolence reinforces a relationship built on mutual respect, even as India continues its rapid development and faces immense environmental pressures. The language employed, anguish-faced, heartfelt condolences, extraordinarily brave, is calculated to convey maximum sincerity and comfort. It is designed to be read aloud in local communities, offering official validation to their suffering and recognition to the efforts of their local heroes. The call for harmony, a lifelong mission. Let us return to the core of the king's message, the harmony of nature. This concept is central to Charles's worldview. He has consistently argued against a purely mechanistic view of the world, advocating instead for a holistic approach where humans are part of the ecosystem, not masters of it. His inclusion of this line in a letter of condolence following a severe weather event serves as a perfect, tragic illustration of his lifetime of warnings. The floods in Asia are, in his view, a direct consequence of that disharmony. When we damage rainforests, pollute oceans, and alter atmospheric chemistry, nature reacts violently. By signing off with this environmental imperative, Charles R. ensures that his reign will be defined not just by ceremonial duty, but by a serious, sustained engagement with the planet's most pressing crisis. He has used the soft power of the crown to issue a hard truth. This gesture is a powerful reminder to world leaders, NGOs, and the general public alike. Relief efforts must be paired with proactive, systemic change. The communities in India, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Thailand, and Vietnam deserve not only our immediate assistance, but also a commitment from the world to prevent future disasters of this magnitude by addressing the climate emergency. Conclusion and reflection. The letter from Buckingham Palace is far more than a simple formality. It is a carefully calibrated blend of profound compassion and urgent environmental advocacy. It assures the victims of the devastating storms across South and Southeast Asia that they are not forgotten, while simultaneously using their tragedy as a catalyst for global reflection on the climate crisis. King Charles III, in partnership with Queen Camilla, has once again demonstrated the modern monarch's capacity to deploy soft power with precision and moral clarity. They have offered solace to the grieving, honor to the brave, and a stark, undeniable challenge to the world. Restore the balance and harmony of nature, or face increasingly catastrophic consequences. What are your thoughts on this powerful and timely message from King Charles III? Do you believe that the monarchy should use its platform to speak so directly about environmental issues, or should they remain strictly neutral? Please share your reflections in the comments section below. If this detailed look into the royal communication and its global implications resonated with you, please ensure you are subscribed and have hit the notification bell. Your support allows us to continue bringing you these comprehensive analyses. Thank you for watching, and until next time, please take care.